Now, if you're like me, you'll find that a lot of the time just seems to slip away and you're never as productive as you want to be. So, I want to take this opportunity to talk to you guys about how you can maximize your productivity. Full disclaimer, these are things that work for me. They may not work for you. You may have to adjust some of them to your own preference. But in general, I found that they help me make the most of each day. I think the most important thing that you can do to maximize your productivity is to create solid structural habit routines. What do I mean by this? Now, the premise of habit stacking is to take an activity that you already do subconsciously that you don't even have to think about. Maybe it's drinking your coffee or taking your dog out to use the bathroom or whatever, and you stack on a habit that you want to include into your schedule. This could be anything. It could be maybe working out or meditating, just something along those lines. But the idea of habit stacking is that you begin to associate the habit that you want to include into your schedule with the one that you already do. So whenever you do that one habit that's already pre-baked into your schedule, it's almost automatic for you to continue to do this next habit. And over time, these patterns become reinforced. So the more that you do it, the stronger these habits will be. For example, right after I drink my morning coffee, I always go and work out. I find that associating these two makes it much easier to get working out done as opposed to just saying that I'll do it at some point in the morning. Another important thing to consider is how you can optimize your environment. So a big part of this is making distractions inaccessible. So let's say each night you try to do your homework, but you're always distracted by your phone going off. The simple answer may be just to flip your phone over, mute it or whatever, but if you entirely remove your phone from the situation, then your brain's not thinking about the phone, and it helps you stay a lot more focused on the task at hand. Another thing that I like to do is set specific locations for certain activities. So I don't do any work in my bed, I only sleep there. I only do my work here, I don't do it on the couch downstairs. I only lounge on the couch downstairs. You get the point. But it basically creates all these little mental zones for your mind, so you associate one place with one thing. I remember when quarantine began in March and I had my online classes for the first time. I would take my classes in bed, and this got me into the bad habit of waking up 5 minutes before class, not being aware of what was going on at all, and then just kind of snoozing through the class. But now that I have a desk and everything, I only do my schoolwork here, and I know whenever I'm sitting in this chair that it's time for school. Another thing that I really like to do is reflect on each day in some sort of way. I do this by using my James Clear habit journal. Basically, I'll just write down the habits that I want to do each day, and if I do them, I check off a little check mark. There's also other sections of the book that allow me to write down like what I've done each day, and that allows me to see if I've had a productive day. I also think it's important to keep track in some sort of journal or notebook of what's going on each day. I personally love this journal. It's the James Clear Habit Journal, and it's divided up into a bunch of sections that are all assigned to do a specific thing. For example, this section is great. Basically, I write down one line each day, and that line consists of what I've accomplished. And so I'm able to look back and see which days are more productive than others, and it gives me an idea of what I may aim to accomplish throughout the week. Another section that I really enjoy is just this blank open section, and this is basically where I schedule out my days. You can see they're divided by lines, and whenever I finish something that I've wanted to accomplish, like once I finish this video, I will cross that off on here. But it's just a really nice way of visualizing what you need to get done, and it helps remind me of what I'm aiming to do for the day. I found that items like this help me eliminate blank spaces in my day where I'm just kind of lounging around, looking for things to do. When I have a list in front of me of all the things I need to accomplish, I find I'll just go through and try to cross them off one by one as fast as I can. Finally, the last tactic that I use is creating little visual reminders for myself for the things that I need to get done. There's a bunch of different ways that you can do this. One of the things that I like to do, for example, let's say I'm trying to do 100 push-ups. I'll get a jar of like 100 marbles or 100 thumbtacks, and each time I do a push-up, I'll move one of the items from the jar onto my desk or whatever. And this is basically a visualization of how much I've done and how much further I need to go. But this doesn't just apply to working out, it can be applied to anything. Maybe there's a paper that you need to write. You could do the same thing for each paragraph. Or if you're trying to get better at going outside, you can move a marble from the jar onto your table every time that you do so. It's basically just a way to remind you of your goal and how much progress you're making. To end this video off, I'll leave you guys with an interesting fact from Duke University. According to researchers, habits account for about 40% of our behaviors on any given day. More you know. Alright, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Peace.